Alright, welcome into this live edition of the Talkin O's podcast. So, if you have seen some live streams on this channel, so basically, I'll go ahead and recap it. So, one, my streaming software crashed when I was trying to live stream it, and that's why the live stream was like 5 seconds long. And number two, we started the live stream, but I realized that my audio was off. And number three, why does my face look red? Well, I kind of got pissed at OBS for basically doing that. And I kind of got pissed for the audio not working on my TV, as you can see in the background. But let's go ahead and get started with this episode. So we will be talking about Tanner Scott signing to the Dodgers, which this Sunday morning he agreed to a 4-year, $72 million contract, and the Orioles, Blue Jays, and Red Sox were all in on him. All are AL East teams, but Blue Jays basically in on everyone, so we know who they are when we see a free agent on the market. So we did know that they had interest in Scott, as per Andy Koska of the Baltimore Banner. He reported that they at least remained engaged on Scott as of a few days ago, which, yes, he did begin his career with the Orioles. He had a 4.73 ERA across 156 innings out of the Orioles bullpen. And then big strikeout numbers for Scott, and his potential clearly were already present with his time for the Orioles, but it wasn't until his 2023 season with the Marlins where he finally decided he wanted to solve his long-standing control problems. The one-year deal that they reached with Andrew Kittredge earlier this week does match with Andy's timeline. Fangraphs has predicted Kittredge to be a setup man behind Felix Bautista for his 2025 season. Kittredge has been the most high-profile reliever that the Orioles have added via free agency this offseason. Could have been Jeff Hoffman had the Orioles not have failed that physical, and he went to the Blue Jays. Like we saw with the Hoffman contract, they are willing to spend a little bit of money for pitchers because that was like a 3-year, $40 million contract. They handed out a 3-year, $45.5 million contract to Tyler O'Neill, but that concluded opt-out, so yeah. So basically, it did include opt-outs, which probably could have been present in the Hoffman contract. But they could go after some guy like Carlos Estevez or some guy like that, but I kind of doubt it, though. But because they filled in one bullpen spot, which is Jacob Webb, they now have to fill in another one because Danny Coulomb had his option declined. Anyways, time to share my thoughts on the signing to finish out the pod. I know it is kind of being a short episode. Yeah, I know it is kind of a short episode, though, but we'll go ahead and make up for it. I just feel like the Dodgers didn't really need like another bullpen arm, as basically they did re-sign Blake Treinen, and they already have a lot of pitchers already, and they don't really need another one. And also $22 million was deferred too, so basically just call them the LA deferrers again. I don't really know why they need another pitcher, because they also did sign Roki Sasaki just yesterday, as per his Instagram. And they already do have way too much pitching. We already have seen them add a lot of Japanese talent lately, as we saw with Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto last season, all season before the new year. So that will probably do it for this live edition of the Talkin O's podcast. I will probably be back sometime if some Orioles news comes out. I don't know, but anyways, that is it for this live episode of the Talkin O's podcast. Hope you have a great evening. I might answer some questions, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, have a